There's a very famous line by Helen Keller. It's blindness cuts us off from things, but deafness cuts us off from people. I help people regain one of their most used senses. Hi, I'm Dr. Elly Pourasef, audiologist and owner of Memorial Hearing in Houston, Texas. I'm not your typical audiologist. I've been using what we call best practices from day one, which is like doing everything optimally in terms of like audiology work. But also, besides what I literally do for a living, I feel like just even designing my office to feel more like a hotel than a medical office, and making patients feel comfortable, and literally hiring people that I know for a fact that I've known for 25 years. I have multiple people that I've known over 20 years of my life, all working in this office. Most of my staff I've known for over 20 years. To make patients feel comfortable, knowing that they're here for the fact that one of their senses isn't working properly, and they're already not happy with probably wanting to come here in the first place. So for me, just giving that sense to a patient of like, this is us, we're gonna make this the best experience we can for you. We're gonna make this feel like, you know, you're in a resort, not in a sterile, scary doctor's office. For me, even utilizing social media, having a beautiful website, having almost 1 million followers on social media. Obviously, I'm doing something a little differently. Granted, they just like watching satisfying earwax videos most of the time, but you know, all of that to me is just, I know I stand out. I'm not your typical audiologist. I'm not surprised about myself for being that way. I'm not being egotistical by saying that. It's just that's just natural progression for somebody with my personality, is to just kind of go big or go home. And I think, you know, going into conferences with other audiologists, most of them knowing who I am, I feel like I've left my mark that way. People are designing their offices to look more like mine. People are copying my social media to do the same thing I'm doing. I love that. I am flattered by that. I am not at all offended by that. Imitation is the biggest form of flattery, and for me, like, I'm here to help. I always tell other audiologists, what can I do to help you feel like the way I feel, like being happy, loving your office, coming to work and enjoying your surroundings. You know, this can be a very taxing career. People don't want to shell out thousands of dollars for hearing aids. They don't even want to wear them most of the time. So how do you make that fun? How do you make it sexy? You know, how do you make it exciting? There's ways to that, and there's so many moving parts, but when they all come together, it's a beautiful thing. And I feel like I've done that, and I feel like in that way I've left my mark. Dealing with Kyle has been nothing but amazing. He's very professional. The team is very professional. They're always on time. They're you know, when they're gonna promise something, it's done when it's supposed to be done. They don't play around with that. They take their job very seriously. I mean, has been hired by some of the biggest companies in this world, but in a way that also can work with the small business. This OWDT does big things like some of the biggest sites, some of the biggest companies, and it can be intimidating because like I'm just little me, but at the same time he gives that company, Kyle and his group, give me that same level of attention. Like I am a Forbes company, you know, literally Forbes. Something that they did, you know. I mean, I feel just as special, and I'm paying money for them to do it, and they're treating me the same way that they would a bigger company. I can't ask for anything else than that.